Just gonna give it a second to see who's out there floating around. He's a dead. Yep, here he is. Interesting day today. Yeah, I had to go ask for a loan for a car. Adulting, parenting stuff. Nah, more adulting stuff. It's quiet out there. Everybody's sleeping. It's late. Trying to get their rest, their beauty sleep. That's what it is. All right. So, yeah, I had an interesting day today. Had to chalk it up. I've been putting band-aids all over a couple of my cars that have been in my driveway for too long. Because I'm a dad. That's what I do. I mean, if something's not totally destroyed, then I just patch it up with some duct tape or glue or something like that. Zip ties. I've been using a lot of zip ties lately on cars. They got banged up and things won't close where they should, and things hang down. You got to fix them, kind of like a belt for your car, zip tie. Yeah. So I've been doing that, and it's not working anymore. I mean, I got cars leaking, dripping, bleeding, if you will. Yeah. Car starts bleeding, you can't do much about it. So anyway, it was getting hot, spitting up like a baby. It was like a sick baby, this car. So I couldn't do it. Couldn't save it. So yeah, I had to go down there and apply for a loan, and that's traumatic because if you've ever applied for one, it's like when your credit's not good, then they hit you hard. They're like, you can't afford to pay us. We're gonna make it 10 times harder for you. Your interest rate is 47%. Yeah, you'll pay for it 18 times. No, I mean, fortunately, those times are over, and things are a little bit better now. I can go in and get a decent credit rate, but it's still a lot of pressure. Just you remember, it's traumatic, So I don't care where you are, if you got amazing credit or not, it's stressful. You sit there and can I get approved? And they're just sitting over typing like, we're not real happy. Some screen came up they forgot about or something, and you think that, oh man, that got denied, and then they're like, okay, yeah, you're approved. It's like when the police are behind you. You hold your breath whether you're doing anything or not. You haven't done stupid stuff since you were a kid, but you got a police car behind you, and you're like, oh. That's how you are when you're filling out for a loan for a minute. You're just at the mercy of somebody else. Oh yeah, we'll decide your future for you. Yeah, we got you. So, anyway, good news is it got approved, so tomorrow we get to go shop and pick something out. So I don't have to drive around something that's got zip ties all over it. Literally have one of my cars with a rock on it right now because the hood is popping up, and I could only keep it down with a rock. Okay, here's some people here saying hi. Hey, what's up? Let me see here. I was blind. You can get Huge Chonk says what's up. Lexi Higdon says hi. Well, hello to both of you. Anybody else I might not see on here? Hope you're having a good night. I was going to tell you a funny story from when I was younger. It's kind of reminds me straight out of like Beverly Hills Cop. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that old movie, Eddie Murphy, but there's this one scene where he like breaks in this warehouse because he's sure that they're like smuggling cocaine or something in there, and he finds like coffee grounds, and sure enough, they find a bunch of drugs. Well, I was just a kid, like I'm talking like 10 years old, and I was with my brother, who was probably 12 at the time, and his buddy, and his buddy was like, "Hey, that house at the end of the street? It's abandoned. We go in there and like hang out, make it like a clubhouse or something. You're 10 and 12 and stuff. You do stupid stuff like that. You just go in houses." Another person joining here. Hello, Mr. Jones or Mrs. Jones. Hello. Anyway, so we go in this abandoned house at the end of the street. And you can tell it's like a house somebody had moved out of or something. I mean, they left in a hurry. There was like things here and there. I remember at one point there was a hole in the wall, and we stuck a worm in, and there was like a baseball there. So obviously, like somebody had thrown this ball through there. Anyway, long story short, we go upstairs, and the place is pretty cleaned out, except there's a bookshelf, and it has nothing but like Folgers coffee cans on it. And so that's like weird. Okay, so we go over there and we open up the Folgers coffee containers, and it's mainly coffee. We start pouring it out on the floor because the house is already trashed out anyway, and we were being little punks and just kind of pouring stuff out. And so we poured this coffee out, and sure enough, there's bags in the coffee tubs, Ziploc bags full of white powder. And so we're like, oh yeah, what if it's cocaine or something like that? And we open up the baggies and we start like dumping it out on the floor, and we're mixing around coffee grounds and stuff. And then all of a sudden we heard this noise outside. And so we go look, and this truck had pulled out, and we see this guy running inside the house. And we're like, oh crap. Well, the only way out from the front door to where we were on the upstairs was this window. Like halfway up the stairs, there was a window. So we like bolt for that window and throw it open. I jumped down because that's what I was like a little monkey boy. I mean, I could climb anything and jump down and never got hurt or anything. So I jumped down in a heartbeat. My brother's friend jumps down pretty quickly after me. And my brother's up at that window, like hesitating, like, oh, should I jump or not? And the person's like literally like coming up the stairs. Well, finally he gets the courage up and he jumps down. And he has like a bad land, and we go to help him up. Well, the guy had bolted around the house, and we see this old man, and he's holding literally a shotgun in his hand. And he's like, you guys get out of here, and if you ever come back again, I'll kill you. And so we were just kids, and we were like, it's creepy as heck. And we got to walking away, and then we got to thinking, we were just like pretending, oh, what if that was cocaine? Well, the reality is that was cocaine in those coffee ground container, or those Folgers containers, and we had just poured out probably a pretty substantial amount. And I'm sure that dude, probably owned the house and was using it as a front or somewhere to do something, some shady stuff. But I'm telling you, it's crazy. I've never had, like, as a kid, that was the first person that ever threatened to take my life, and holding a shotgun at 10 years old, and it's an adult doing that. It was intimidating. It was kind of creepy. So, needless to say, I didn't go back in that house after that. But boy, you joke about it, and then you realize, later on in life, you're like, you know what, that really was cocaine. And so, just a weird memory. So, what are y'all up to tonight? Let's see, I've got a few people on here now. Let me catch up. Was it cocaine? Yeah, I mean, as a 50-year, almost 50-year-old man, I would tell you nobody keeps white baggies in Folgers coffee cups in abandoned houses other than drug lords that are smuggling cocaine or selling cocaine. It was cocaine or similar, definitely some shady stuff. Got hello, brother. Hello to you. Let's see. He owned the house, yeah, and then damn, for sure. And then, I mean, I don't know, being a boy's funny. I mean, we used to just get in our heads that we were doing like battles with like different kids in different subdivisions. We'd be out running around a creek, half the day, like trying to fish and pull turtles and snakes out of the freaking creek. I mean, times were different. We a lot of kids these days are inside and they're like, well, I'm not going in that creek. Well, that's what we did. We just waded in water up to our dang waist and grabbed bullfrogs and any snake that came across us, we were grabbing. We didn't think about it. That's just what you did. But we'd be down there, and then some other kids would be in the creek from like a different subdivision, and it would just be like all of a sudden we were like battling with sticks and stuff in our hands and stuff. And one time, the guy that I was just telling you about with my brother and I that was at that house, he was with me. It was just me and him when we were in the creek. We were probably a little bit older at this point, teenage years. And we start sword fighting these other kids, And when you're a boy and you sword fight, you're like half trying to kick somebody's ass, but you're also trying to like hold back so you don't get in trouble from his parents, like that you injured him. And so that's how boys play, just to the point of how much can I inflict damage without getting punishment, is pretty much how we did it. And so we were sword fighting with these guys, and my friend Andy accidentally hits this other dude Eric in the hand, and it literally like has him like crying and screaming and hollering. And we knew like, okay, now it went from it's all fun and games till somebody gets hurt. You guys know that saying, and guys, gals, whoever's out there. That's the reality of it. It's always fun till someone gets hurt. And so he's all crying and stuff, and we're like, oh, don't tell your parents. And so we had collateral. We thought back then we knew where some Playboy magazines that were stashed in the creek area that we'd come across. We were like, hey, you can have those magazines if you don't tell anybody. And I don't remember, honestly, if he did or didn't, but I do remember that he broke his hand. Yeah, he showed up in a cast for a while at school after that, and I was like, that's crazy. Was it a real sword? No. I mean, anything is a sword when you're a teenage boy. You just pick up a sword-like stick, and if you have time, you make it look more like a sword, and if not, you just go with what you got. I don't really remember too much about that. So relatable, yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm relatable. I mean, I'll just tell you embarrassing, crazy stories as they were, and that is what it is. I like telling stories. I don't take myself too seriously, so I like to have fun and kind of relive those moments with you. So, haven't been around much today. I started doing lives yesterday actually, and it was kind of fun. So I did 3. But today's the first chance I've had because I was looking for cars all day, or doing financing for looking at cars, and then started looking at cars, looking for a Honda Pilot. That's what we're gonna do because I am a dad, and I've got 6 kids, and then the wife and I. So there's 8 of us, and so it's like you're doing like a van or a frickin' school bus at this point. So yeah, we're looking at like a Honda Pilot, and so hopefully we can get one squared away for tomorrow. Because it's no fun sharing a vehicle with our 23-year-old. She's like, don't drive my car. And we're like, well, we have to drive the car. We have a lot of places we got to go and things we got to do, and we can't go get a new car unless we use your car. So, but that's that age, So, all right, well, I'm gonna talk about my channel real quick because I got a few people on here. I don't know if you subscribe to my channel or not. It's called BroncoStevens. That was an old band name that I had in my early 20s. So I like to sing and write original music, but that's not really what my page is about. I only think I have 2 videos of that stuff out of 106 or 7, something like that now. So I'm more into just being a goofball, being silly, showing you a little bit of what kind of the character that I am around my kids, just the silliness. So I have a series called He's a Dad on there, and I have 50 plus videos of that. I'm gonna probably do another one tomorrow. I'll publish it tomorrow. I've got it pre-recorded, kind of got to do some voiceover stuff, and then I'll release that tomorrow. And then I've got I like Kermit the Frog. I like the old Muppets, and I've got 10 or so Kermit plus Miss Piggy animations that I use the AI animations for, and then did voiceover stuff on that. And mainly it's centered around Kermit liking thick girls. So that's kind of the thing on that one. I think it's funny, but I'm a weirdo. And then I've got some Terminator metal skeleton kind of animations that are kind of silly. Some of them are he's friendly, and then other ones he's killing Doc from Back to the Future. So it's kind of all over the place. So anyway, if you're into you want to check out some new material, I mean, I'm doing whatever comes into this crazy head. So it's a little bit here, a little bit there, and then lots of the He's the Dad, and I'm gonna do more stuff like that. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of storytelling, bedtime stories. I've got a persona called Old Bones Malloy, so I'm gonna do that with some bedtime stories. If you watched last night's live, if you happen to, I don't know, the chances are probably somebody being struck by lightning. But if you saw that, it's basically that character, Old Bones Malloy, will do some storytelling. So that's about it. So, all right, I'm at 14 and some change on minutes. I'm gonna do 15 and then let y'all go. Mainly because I've got to get to bed early and go shop for a car tomorrow, so that's gonna be a full thing. So anyway, if you tuned in at all, thank you. And if you'd like and subscribe, I'd appreciate that. Or subscribe to the channel, and then you can kind of check out some of the stuff I've got going. So, all right. Well, thank you all. Appreciate your time. Have a good night.